deshabandhaschitta dharana. This sutra tells us about the first step in deep meditation called Dharana. Dharana means focusing your mind on one thing. It's like when you watch your favorite show and don't think about anything else. In yoga, we train our mind to stay fixed on one point, which could be a place, a thought, or even our breath. This helps to calm the mind and prepare for deeper levels of meditation. By practicing dharana, we learn to control our thoughts and focus better, making our minds stronger and more peaceful. Tatra pratyayikatanata dhyanam. This sutra talks about the next step after concentration, which is called dhyana or meditation. It means keeping your mind focused on one thing without getting distracted. Imagine you are staring at a candle flame and your mind is completely focused on it. You're not thinking about anything else, just the flame. Dhyana is when the mind flows smoothly towards the object, like a river flowing without stopping. It helps in calming the mind and going deeper into meditation, making you feel peaceful and focused. Tadevarthamatra nirbhasam swarupashunyamiva samadhi. This sutra explains the highest level of meditation called Samadhi. In Samadhi, you become so focused on one thing that you forget everything else, including yourself. It's like when you are so deep into a book that you don't even notice the time passing. In Samadhi, the mind becomes completely one with the object of meditation. There are no distractions, no thoughts about yourself, just the pure experience of that one thing. This is the deepest state of meditation, where you feel complete peace and oneness with everything. Trayamekatra Samyama. This sutra explains that when you combine three important steps, Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi, it's called Samyama. Think of it like a team. Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi work together to help you reach deep meditation. First you concentrate, then meditate, and finally in Samadhi you become one with your focus. When all three happen at the same time, that's Samyama, a powerful way to understand things deeply and stay calm and peaceful. Tajjayat pragyalokaha. This sutra tells us that when you master Samyama, the combination of focus, meditation and complete absorption, you gain special knowledge and wisdom. It's like turning on a light in a dark room. You can suddenly see and understand things more clearly. Through Samyama, your mind becomes so calm and clear that you start understanding deep truths about life. This wisdom helps you make better decisions, stay peaceful, and feel connected to the world around you. It's like unlocking a treasure of knowledge within yourself. Tasya bhumishu viniyogaha. This sutra explains that Samyama, the practice of concentration, meditation and absorption, can be applied to different things or areas of life. Just like you use different tools for different tasks, you can use Samyama in different ways depending on what you are focusing on. For example, you can use Samyama to understand your own mind, learn about nature, or even gain special skills. It's a flexible tool that helps you understand things at deeper levels, whether it's something small or something very important. Trayamantarangam purvebhyah. This sutra explains that Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi are deeper, more internal practices compared to the earlier steps in yoga like posture or breath control. Think of it like building a house. First you make the walls and then you decorate the inside. These three inner practices help calm the mind and lead to a deeper connection with yourself. They work inside your mind and heart, helping you reach higher levels of peace and understanding. Tadapi bahirangam nirbijasya. This sutra tells us that even though Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi are deep practices, they are still not the final step. There's something even more advanced called Nirbija Samadhi, which means seedless meditation. In Nirbija Samadhi, there is no focus on any object or thought. It's a state beyond the mind. It's like when the mind is completely still and there are no more thoughts or distractions left. This is the highest level of meditation where you experience pure peace and freedom. Vyuthana nirodha samskarayorabhi भवप्रादुर्भावौ निरोधक्षणचित्तान्वयो निरोधपरिणामः. This sutra explains how the mind can change through practice. There are two types of impressions in the mind: distractions and restraint. In Nirodha Parinama, the calm, focused thoughts start to win over the distractions. It's like learning to ride a bike. At first, you wobble a lot, but with practice, you stay steady. When the mind stays focused more often, it starts to change and becomes peaceful. This process of turning distractions into calmness helps you reach a deeper state of meditation. Tasya prashantavahita sanskarat. This sutra explains that when you keep practicing, focusing your mind and staying calm, it creates deep impressions called sanskaras. These impressions are like footprints in the sand. They stay in your mind and make it easier to be peaceful next time. The more you practice, the more your mind flows calmly without being disturbed by distractions. It's like learning to swim. After practicing, you can glide through the water smoothly. Similarly, through practice, peace becomes natural and continuous in your life. Sarvarthataikagratayoho kshayodayo chittasya samadhi parinamaha. This sutra explains how the mind changes as we practice meditation. At first, the mind is full of distractions, like trying to watch a movie while lots of people are talking around you. But through practice, these distractions slowly start to fade away and your focus becomes sharper and clearer. When the mind stops being pulled in many directions and focuses on just one thing, that's called Samadhi Parinama, the change towards a peaceful, focused mind. This transformation makes it easier to stay calm and focused, helping you reach deeper levels of meditation. Tata punashanto tulya pratyayau chittasyaiकाग्रता parinamaha. This sutra explains that as we practice focusing the mind, a special change happens. Both new thoughts and old thoughts become calm and balanced. It's like learning to balance on a seesaw. When both sides are equal, you can stay steady. In this state, the mind becomes one-pointed, meaning it focuses on one thing without being disturbed. This transformation helps you keep your attention steady. Whether new thoughts come or old ones fade away, it brings a deep sense of calm and helps you stay focused during meditation. Etena bhutendriyeshu dharmalakshana parinama vyakhyatāh. This sutra explains that just like the mind changes through practice, everything in nature, including the elements and our senses, also go through changes. These changes happen in three ways: characteristics, time, and condition. It's like how a seed grows into a tree. First, it's a seed, then it grows over time, and finally it becomes a tree. Similarly, the elements and senses are always transforming, and this sutra helps us understand these natural changes more deeply. Shantodita vyapadeshya dharmanupati dharmi. This sutra explains that everything in nature, called the dharmi or object, goes through changes. These changes can be in three forms: dormant, not visible yet; active, happening now, or yet to come, will happen in the future. It's like a flower. First it's just a bud, then it blooms, and later it will wilt. All objects follow these stages of change. This sutra helps us understand that everything in life, including ourselves, goes through these phases as part of natural growth and transformation. Kramanyatva parinamanyatve hetuhu. This sutra explains that the reason things change in different ways is because they follow different sequences or steps. Everything changes over time, but the way things change depends on the order of events, like how a caterpillar turns into a butterfly through stages. For example, a fruit ripens in stages. It's first green, then slowly turns yellow, or red. The order of these changes or sequence is what makes the fruit ripen. In the same way, everything in life follows a sequence of changes, and that's what causes different transformations. Parinamattraya Sanyamadatitanagata Gyanam. This sutra explains that when you deeply focus on the three types of transformations, changes in nature, time, and conditions, you can understand how things were in the past and how they will be in the future. It's like watching the life of a plant. By understanding how a seed grows into a tree, you can predict what will happen next and know what it looked like before. Practicing this kind of focus helps you understand the flow of time and the way things change over time, giving you insight into both the past and future. Shabdartha pratyayanamitararadhya satsankarastat pravibhaga Samyamat sarvabhutaruta jnanam. This sutra explains that sometimes we mix up words, their meanings, and the ideas behind them, which can cause confusion. For example, if someone says apple, you might think of the fruit, the word, or even the taste. By focusing on separating things, what the word is, what it means, and the idea behind it, you can understand the meaning of sounds, including those made by animals or other beings. This deep practice gives you the ability to understand all kinds of sounds and languages, like learning how to listen to nature or animals in a new way. Sanskara sakshatkaranat purvajati jnanam. This sutra explains that by understanding and becoming aware of samskaras, you can gain knowledge of your past lives. Samskaras are like memories that stick with you from previous experiences, even from before this life. It's like looking at an old photo album. You can see and understand things from the past. Through deep meditation and focus, you can unlock these impressions and remember past experiences, helping you understand the journey of your soul over time. Pratyayasya parachitta jnanam. This sutra explains that by focusing deeply on the thoughts or mental impressions of others, you can understand what's going on in their minds. Pratyaya refers to the thoughts or ideas that come to someone's mind. It's like being able to tell how a friend is feeling by just looking at their face or hearing their voice. Through deep meditation and practice, you can become so focused that you start understanding the thoughts and feelings of other people, almost like you can read their mind without them saying anything. Na cha tat salambanam tasya vishayi bhutatvat. This sutra explains that while you may be able to understand someone's thoughts or feelings through deep focus, you won't know the specific object they are thinking about. For example, you might sense that your friend is thinking deeply, but you won't know exactly what they are thinking about, like whether it's about a book or a game. It's like knowing someone is happy but not knowing what made them happy. The focus is on their mind, not on the exact details of what they are thinking about. This keeps the practice centered on understanding the mind itself, not its specific content. Kaya rupa samyamat tatgraya shaktisthambhe chakshush prakasha samprayogentardhanam. This sutra explains that through deep focus on the body, a person can stop others from seeing them. It's like being able to hide by controlling how light and the eyes interact with the body. Imagine a magic trick where someone suddenly disappears. The trick is that they are still there, but we can't see them. Through intense focus, a yogi can block the way light reaches the eyes, creating an effect of invisibility. This doesn't mean they truly vanish, but they can prevent being seen by controlling how they are perceived. Sopakramam nirupakramam cha karma tatsayamadaparantagyana marishtebhyo va. This sutra explains that by focusing deeply on karma, both those with immediate effects and those with long-term effects, one can understand when life will end. Karma refers to the actions that lead to results, either right away or in the future. Additionally, this knowledge can also come from observing omens or signs, like certain events or feelings that indicate when something important like death might happen. It's like seeing clouds in the sky and knowing rain is coming. Through deep understanding, one can see the signs of life's changes. Maitrayadishu balani. This sutra teaches that by focusing deeply on positive qualities like friendliness, you can develop inner strength. Friendliness here means having a kind and caring attitude towards others. When you meditate and concentrate on being friendly, compassionate, or loving, it builds strong and positive energy within you. This inner strength helps you in your life, making it easier to stay calm, peaceful, and connected with others. It's like exercising kindness to grow your friendship muscle, giving you emotional and spiritual power. Baleshu hasti baladini. This sutra explains that by focusing deeply on the idea of strength, a person can gain great power, like the strength of an elephant. Elephants are known for their incredible physical strength. So, this sutra teaches that through focused meditation on strength, a person can develop similar powerful abilities. It's like imagining yourself becoming as strong as an elephant, and through deep concentration, you build that strength within yourself. This practice helps you unlock hidden potential and become physically and mentally strong. Pravrittaya lokanyasat sukshma vyavahita viprakrishta jnanam. This sutra explains that by concentrating deeply on the flow of events and focusing your awareness, you can gain knowledge of things that are very small, hidden, or far away. It's like using a powerful flashlight to see things that are otherwise invisible or too far away to notice. With practice, you can understand things that are normally hard to detect, like tiny details or events happening in distant places. This practice helps develop a deeper awareness of the world around you. Bhuvana Gyanam Surye Samyamat. This sutra explains that by deeply focusing on the sun, you can gain knowledge about the solar system and the world around it. The sun represents the center of our solar system, so meditating on it helps you understand the movement and nature of the planets, stars, and other celestial bodies. It's like studying the sun to learn more about how the earth and other planets work. Through this intense concentration, a person can gain insights into the larger universe, like how everything is connected through the sun's energy. Chandre Tara Vyuha Jnanam. This sutra explains that by focusing deeply on the moon, a person can understand the arrangement and patterns of the stars in the sky. The moon has a special connection with the stars because it reflects their light and helps us observe them more clearly. It's like using the moon as a guide to learn more about how the stars are placed and how they move. Through meditation on the moon, a person can unlock the secrets of the starry sky and gain knowledge about the universe structure. Dhruve Tadgati Jnanam. This sutra teaches that by focusing deeply on the pole star, a person can understand how the stars move. The pole star stays in one place while the other stars seem to move around it. So, meditating on this star reveals the patterns of the sky. It's like watching the stars in the night sky and seeing how they shift and rotate. By concentrating on the pole star, a person gains insight into how the universe works and how the stars travel in the heavens. Nabhichakre Kaya Vyuha Jnanam. This sutra explains that by deeply focusing on the navel chakra, a person can understand how the body is structured and functions. The navel is considered an important energy center in the body, connecting to overall health and balance. It's like learning about how all the organs, muscles, and systems in the body work together by concentrating on this one central point. Through meditation on the navel chakra, you gain knowledge of the body's arrangement, how it works, and how to keep it healthy. Kanthakupe Kshitpipasanivrittihi. This sutra explains that by focusing deeply on the throat pit, a person can control and reduce feelings of hunger and thirst. The throat is connected to the body's need for food and water, and through concentration, these urges can be managed. It's like learning how to stop feeling hungry or thirsty by meditating on a special spot in the throat. This practice gives control over basic needs, helping to keep the body balanced even without food or water for a while. Kurmanadyam Sthairyam. This sutra explains that by deeply focusing on the Kurmanadi, a person can develop great stability in both the body and mind. Stability here means being calm, balanced, and strong, like a turtle that stays steady in one place. It's like finding a peaceful spot inside yourself where nothing can disturb you. By meditating on this energy center, you can remain stable no matter what happens around you, making you more grounded and focused in life. Murdha Jyotishi Siddhadarshanam. This sutra teaches that by focusing deeply on the light at the top of the head, a person can gain the ability to see or understand Siddhas, who are enlightened or perfected beings. These beings have achieved a high level of spiritual development. It's like looking toward the light at the top of your head and becoming aware of wise and spiritual guides. By concentrating on this special spot, you can connect with higher beings, gaining wisdom and spiritual insights. Pratibhadva Sarvam. This sutra explains that by developing intuition, a person can gain knowledge of everything. Intuition is like an inner wisdom or a gut feeling that helps you understand things without needing to think too much. It's like having a sudden flash of insight where everything makes sense. When this intuition is fully developed, it can guide you to know the truth about the world around you. This deep understanding doesn't come from studying or learning facts, but from a natural inner knowing. Hridaye Chitta Samvit. This sutra teaches that by focusing deeply on the heart, a person can understand the workings of the mind. The heart is seen as the seal of emotions and thoughts, and meditating on it helps reveal how the mind functions. It's like learning how to listen to your heart to better understand what's happening in your mind. By concentrating on the heart, you gain insight into your thoughts, feelings, and overall mental state, helping you know yourself better and achieve inner balance. Sattva Purushayoratyanta Sankirnayoh Pratyaya Vishesho Bhogah Parathatvat Swartha Samyamat Purusha Gyanam. This sutra explains that our mind and our true self often get mixed up, causing us to experience things like happiness, sadness, and other emotions. The mind reacts to the world, while the Purusha is the pure, unchanging part of us. By focusing deeply on understanding the difference between the two, a person can realize their true self, which is separate from the mind and its experiences. This helps in gaining knowledge of who we truly are beyond thoughts and feelings. Tatav pratibha shravana vedana darsha swadavarta jayante. This sutra explains that by deeply focusing, you start to experience different kinds of knowledge and sensations. You develop intuition, better hearing, feeling, and insight into different experiences. It's like becoming very good at noticing and understanding things that you couldn't before. You start to sense and perceive things more clearly, gaining a deeper understanding of yourself and the world around you. Te samadha upasarga vyuthane siddhayaha. This sutra says that while you are deeply meditating, any disturbances or distractions can be a problem or obstacles. But in everyday life, these same disturbances can lead to developing special abilities or powers. It's like when you are trying to concentrate on something important, even small distractions can be annoying. However, in other situations, these challenges might help you learn and grow, sometimes giving you new skills or insights. Bandhakarana shaithilyat prachara samvedanach chittasya parasharirāveshah. This sutra explains that when you release the things that hold you back and feel the flow of energy within you, your mind can move into and experience other bodies. It's like when you let go of what's keeping you stuck and start feeling a strong connection, you can imagine or sense what it's like in someone else's body, or even be aware of them. This practice helps you expand your awareness beyond your own body, exploring different perspectives. Udanajaya jalapankakantaka utkrantischa. This sutra explains that by controlling a special type of breath called Udana, you can overcome problems like getting stuck in water, mud, or thorns. Mastering this breath also helps you rise above the ground, almost like floating or flying. It's like learning to swim through obstacles effortlessly and even lift yourself up from the ground. By practicing this breathing technique, you can handle tough situations and gain the ability to move and float without being affected by physical barriers. Samanajayajavalanam. This sutra explains that by controlling a specific type of breath called samana, a person can create a warming or burning effect. The samana breath is connected to how energy moves and helps with digestion and metabolism. It's like learning to use your breath to make yourself feel warm or to create a heating sensation. By practicing this breath control, you can influence your body's temperature and energy levels, helping you stay warm or even help with digestion. Shrotrakashayo sambandha Samyama divyam shrotram. This sutra says that by focusing deeply on how hearing and space are connected, you can develop a special, almost magical ability to hear. It's like learning to understand not just the sounds you hear, but also the space around them. By practicing this, you gain a higher or divine level of hearing, which lets you hear things beyond normal sounds, almost as if you have super hearing. कायाकाशयोः सम्बन्ध संयमालघूतूल समापत्तिश्चाकाश गमनम्. This sutra explains that by focusing on the connection between your body and the space around you, and by becoming very light or almost floating, you can move through space easily. It's like learning to float and move through the air by understanding how your body and space are linked. With practice, you can achieve a state where you feel light and can move effortlessly through space, almost as if you are flying or floating. Bahirakalpita vrittira-mahavideha tatah prakasha-varna-kshayah. This sutra says that when you move past the distractions and activities that come from outside, you reach a higher state where you are beyond just your body. This state helps remove the curtain or covering that hides true knowledge and light. It's like when you stop being distracted by things around you and focus deeply, you reach a higher level of understanding. This helps you see and know things more clearly, as if a fog is cleared away to reveal bright, clear light. Sthulasvarupa sukshmanvayarthavatva sanyamat bhutajayah. This sutra explains that by deeply focusing on both the physical and subtle aspects of things, as well as how they are connected, you can gain control over the basic elements of nature. It's like learning to understand and control both the big, visible parts of the world and the smaller, hidden parts. This knowledge lets you have the power or mastery over the natural elements, helping you influence or work with them more effectively. Tato nimadi pradurbhavah kaya sampat tadharmanabhighatascha. This sutra explains that through deep practice, special abilities can develop. These include becoming very tiny, having a healthy body, and being protected from harmful things. It's like gaining superpowers where you can shrink yourself, stay very healthy, and be protected from bad things. By focusing on your practice, you can develop these amazing abilities and enhance your physical well-being. Rupalavanya balavajra samhananatvani kaya sampat. This sutra explains that when your body is perfected through practice, it gains special abilities. These include beauty, charm, strength, and the ability to be very tough like a diamond. It's like reaching a state where your body looks great, feels strong, and can handle tough situations easily. This perfection makes you resilient and impressive in both appearance and abilities. Grahana swarupasmitanvayarthavatva Samyamad Indriyajayah. This sutra says that by focusing deeply on how we perceive things, our sense of self or ego, and how these are connected, you can gain control over your senses. It's like understanding how you see, feel, and think about things, and how your sense of self is involved in this process. By mastering this, you can control how your senses react and interact with the world. Tato manojavitvam vikarnabhavav pradhanajayascha. This sutra explains that through deep practice you can gain several special abilities. These include moving as quickly as your thoughts, controlling changes or transformations, and overcoming the basic nature of things. It's like gaining the power to act instantly with your thoughts, control how things change, and master the fundamental aspects of nature. This helps you have greater control and influence over your environment and your own abilities. Sattva-purushaanyattaa Khyati matrasya sarvabhavadhishthatritvam sarvagyatritvam cha. This sutra explains that by realizing the difference between the mind and the true self, you gain control over all experiences and become aware of everything. It's like figuring out that your mind and your true self are different. When you do this, you can understand and control all kinds of experiences and gain knowledge about everything around you. This helps you become more aware and powerful. Tadvairagyadapi doshabhijakshaye Kaivalyam. This sutra says that by letting go of attachments and desires and by removing the causes of faults or mistakes, a person can achieve complete freedom and liberation. It's like when you stop clinging to things and clear out the reasons for making mistakes, you reach a state of total freedom and peace. This freedom means being completely free from worries and limitations, achieving a perfect state of self-realization. Sthanyupanimantrane sangasmaya karanam punaranishta prasangat. This sutra says that if you invite others to a place and make them feel attached or happy, it can sometimes lead to bad outcomes. It's like when you invite people to join something and make them feel too connected or pleased, it might end up causing problems. It's important to be mindful of how these actions can affect the situations in the long run. Kshanat kramayoho samyamat vivekajam jnanam. This sutra explains that by focusing on the details of each moment and how they follow one another, you can gain special knowledge that comes from deep understanding. It's like studying how each moment connects and flows into the next. By doing this, you develop a clearer understanding and insight into things, helping you make better decisions and understand the world more deeply. Jati lakshana deshairanyatanavatchedat tulyayostataf pratipattihi. This sutra explains that by learning about how different categories, traits, and places are similar or different, you can understand similar things better. It's like studying and comparing different objects based on their type, features, and where they are found. By doing this, you get better at recognizing and understanding things that are alike, even if they are different in some ways. Tarakam sarva vishayam sarvatha vishayamakramam cheti vivekajam jnanam. This sutra says that by using deep understanding or discernment, you can gain knowledge about everything in all aspects and in their proper order. It's like learning to understand all things completely, how they work in different ways, and how they follow a sequence. This kind of insight helps you see the bigger picture and understand the relationships and order of different things. Sattva purushayo shuddhi samye Kaivalyamiti. This sutra explains that when the mind and the true self are equally pure and clear, you achieve complete freedom and liberation. It's like when both your thoughts and your true self are perfectly clean and clear, you reach a state of ultimate freedom. This means you are free from all worries and limitations, experiencing a perfect state of peace and understanding. Thank you.